Good morning.
Thank you for coming to our studio.
Pleasure.
All right, this is very interesting because we're talking about sex
Yes.
regarding related to education or health and health concern. People might still think it's awkward.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though to my mom, it's still awkward for her, but come on, let's talk about it. So this is very interesting.
Yes.
When did you first realize about the importance of sexual and reproductive health? And when did you form Taboo.id?
I think I'm a pretty late bloomer on that because
Yeah.
I realized about the importance about reproductive health when I was in college during my final years. So me and my friends, we are tackling this competitions where we have to create health projects and innovative health projects that tackle issues that affect young people. And when we do our literature research, we found many cases of unwanted pregnancies, high levels of HIV/AIDS,
Yeah.
sexually transmitted diseases, and gender-based violence. And when we do our research and we comb various studies, we found that one of the key factors or the key roots is the lack of a comprehensive sexual education. And that really resonates with four of us because during our 12 years of education, SD, SMP, SMA,
Yep.
we really do not have truly a sex ed class.
Yes, at all.
I don't know.
At all.
You have
I
any
didn't get
sex ed?
anything.
No?
I
No?
didn't get
Yeah.
anything.
Not that I can remember.
I get in 12 years, I get maybe 3 classes, 1 hour each in 12 years. Can you imagine that?
Exactly. So
Wow.
this is very interesting, something like that too. We were never, even at school, in the education
Yeah.
system, it's never actually been talked about or discussed.
Yes, yes.
So again, this is something that is very interesting to have that, and we were talking before this, this was started in 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, in 2018.
Right. So what we're curious about is how actually did you manage to talk about sex and reproduction with your whoever came over to your place, and maybe you approached the parents first or straight to the children, and then your approach to get them really open about this and
Yeah.
talking about it.
Our main focus is on the youth, so
Okay.
18 to 25 years old. We also talk to parents, but we mainly discuss this with young people because we are a part of that demographic, so there are many issues that we can resonate with them.
That's good, right?
Yes,
Right.
like I said earlier, that sometimes talking about reproduction system, sex related to education, it's quite tricky because some people or some parents or generation still think that this is not appropriate.
Yeah.
Exactly. According to you, and based on your experience, you are working together with your friends and meets a lot of young generation. What would be the right age range to start talking about that?
Okay, if we're talking about age range, I will say as early as possible because sexual and reproductive health is a very diverse topic. For example, topics about bodily autonomy, how we mention some part of our bodies,
Yeah.
especially the reproductive organs part.
Right.
We can see in many places in Indonesia, there are still euphemisms that we use. For example, if we talk about penis and vagina,
Yeah.
it's kind of a stigmatizing language that treat it something that's taboo, the organs.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think that's one of our concerns, the stigma surrounding the reproductive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And again, back to your foundation, that I think it's very great that it's actually happening, that you're actually leading this whole great cause. Now, we know that your organization, you also maybe personally wanted to change or maybe kind of make a little bit better to all the young people, young generation, to be a little bit more open about talking about sex, reproductive system and all that. Now, what have you actually, is there any more, achievements so far that you've collected going forward, and I mean going through here and then moving forward? Anything that's standing out?
Okay, so maybe one of our proudest achievements is the establishment of Taboos social media account.
Social media?
Social media account in Instagram. So we are one of the largest social media account that talks about these things openly. We talk in infographics, in videos. We also branch out to Spotify, to YouTube, to
wow.
TikToks, any kind of media that we can get our hands on. We
Yeah.
will try to, because I think social media is a great tool to reach out to young people.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like me, I think I will be more interested listening to content of social media than reading research papers, like all words and no engagement.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah, that is very important, and people can easily to access.
Yes.
But still, we have to be very aware the information that we got.
Yeah.
So this is very interesting because your foundation has a program called Pejuang Muda Tabu.
Yes.
Please
right.
share more about that.
Okay, so Pejuang Muda Tabu is an ambassador capacity building program where we recruit various youths from various areas to give them a capacity building training, like educations about sexual and reproductive health, what are the aspects, what are the details of the sexual issues like gender equality, about anatomies, about toxic masculinity, sexual readiness, sexual consent, the whole topics about sexual and reproductive health. And then we also equip them with skills that can allow them to disseminate those information to those surroundings. So we train them and we ask them to make programs that will reach out to their young people friends. So at the end of the programs, it actually ended this year at April or March. At the end of their programs, they created campaigns and webinar series that talk about issues that they think should be tackled around reproductive health, around youth.
Yeah.
Wow.
So now it's interesting that you just mentioned that you're training people to be more this, to be more that, to be more knowledgeable about this whole area. Now, I'm sure that you then collaborate, or then you get some more information to make sure that everything is up to speed, everything is new information that everyone can get, that you can disperse. Now, do you collaborate with some of the professionals in the area or expertise, sex and health, reproductive health?
Yes, we collaborate with various professionals. Actually, one of our advisors is a doctor and also a public health expert. So he guided us to direct us to topics that he think we should tackle and how we should tackle it.
Right.
We also have an internal team of medical editors to make sure that things that are related to medical issues, like diseases, can be disseminated correctly and can be disseminated responsibly. So they make sure our information are accurate and up to speed with the current empirical findings on that area.
Oh wow,
Wide
that is
range.
very interesting. So how people can join to they have to join, they have to register first with the community, or they can represent themselves personally?
So we open an open recruitment for our volunteers every 6 months. Actually, we are just currently opening the new batch for this end of the year.
Okay.
So people can register themselves and they can choose what fields in our activities that they want to focus
Suits
on.
in, exactly.
If they like to shoot videos, they can join our TikTok team.
Oh, very
If
nice.
they like to conduct talk show, they can join our Spotify team.
Okay, so basically people can contribute with their experts or what they are willing to work on the to reach more people, to get this information correctly. There's another interesting stuff that the foundation created. It's a pocketbook.
Yeah, it's a pocketbook.
It's called Bicara Tentang Sex Ed.
Yes.
Okay. In English, it's an English pocketbook. Can you tell us more about it, and what issue are covered in the book?
Okay, so the pocketbook itself is a product of our collaborations with another organizations called Intimates. So we collaborate to produce the books, and in there we talk about various things that we think every young people, especially teenagers, those who are just start experiencing puberty, must know. For example, like, what is puberty? What causes puberty? And what changes that occur? And how do you deal with those changes? Because we are not teach that at school. For example, when girls start menstruating, what kind of product that they should use? If
and what happened to our bodies?
Yeah, because it can be scary, right? Like
of course, yes, yes.
And if a man experiencing a wet dream, what does that mean? Why that occurs? We also talk about relationships. What is healthy and toxic relationships?
Nice.
How to build one, how to maintain one, how to spot red flags of toxic relationships.
Yep.
And we also talk about, and this is the most interesting thing I think in the pocket books, about sexual readiness, sexual violence, and sexual consent.
Oh, yeah.
So we educate them through the book by defining what is sexual violence, what constitutes a sexual harassment, because we find there are a lot of young people that do not know, for example, if their boyfriends or girlfriends push them to engage in sexual activities. For
Yeah.
example, they say, why do you not want to do this with me? Do you not love me?
Exactly.
Yeah. That's constituted as
Or the
sexual-
threat, I will
Yeah,
leave you
right.
if you don't want to do that. Something like that. It's very common.
It's sexual violence, and they do not know that. They think
Yeah.
it's common and expected.
Oh, wow.
So we want to raise awareness on that part. We also want to raise awareness about sexual readiness. It's one of the most controversial topic in the book, because we also talk with parents when we are making this book, and it is one of the topics that they disagree, quote unquote, on, because they think by talking about sexual readiness, it's promoting premarital sex.
Yes.
But our point is that sexual urges, whatever your values is, sexual urges is things that we all experience. And if we do not teach our children about the questions and the things that they should ask themselves when they want to consider, like, I think I'm attracted to him, should I do it? Gitu kan.
Yeah.
I think there are questions and points that we all should reflect. For example, do this really aligns with my values?
Okay. So
Yeah.
they can get the picture
Right.
before
Yes.
they decided to do or not. Outside, let's put aside the beliefs and everything, but this is for the education, sake of the education.
Right. So this is not just a one-way street.
Yeah.
Whether you do it or not, but there's a whole range
Yeah.
of issues that you really have to take into consideration.
If you tell teens to not do it,
Right.
they
Yeah.
will become more curious.
Curious,
Yeah.
exactly. And then the third one is about sex consent, is it? Oh, okay.
I think it's arising issues also in Indonesia.
Yep.
That we are currently becoming more aware about the importance of consent, how they should play a role in a healthy sexual activities, whether it's married or not married. We're not talking about that, but the importance of getting consent, what consent actually is, because there are many people, for example, that think when you're married, it's like a free license for sex.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
a person can demand sex for their partner because they are
Yes.
married. But that's not true, because in every sexual activities, married or non-married,
Right.
consent is still an important part. If
Oh,
consent
wow.
is not there, it becomes sexual violence and sexual assault.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow,
Even
such a
to married
very
people.
important pocket book
Yes. Yes.
that
So,
every young
just
generation
curious then,
should
how
have.
thick or how big this pocketbook?
It's not that thick, so we
Okay.
try to digest it to its core points, and we
Okay.
also try to include visuals, inclusive visuals, so people can be more represented on the book.
Okay.
We also include activities and reflection points, so it is not all information, but they can also engage with the book.
It's very interesting, and maybe this is going to be the last question that we're trying to get from you. Have you achieved some of the goals that you set out in the beginning when you started this foundation, or maybe your hopes going forward for the sex and reproductive health talks or customary here in Indonesia?
Yeah, I think we have achieved one of our goals. One of our goals at the beginning is to establish a team that can generate consistently informations about sexual and reproductive health, and we have achieved this through our social media account. And this
Social media.
for me, it's a very great achievement, because right now and currently, it is being run by volunteers. So none of us is work full time at Taboo.
Yep.
We all are volunteers. We all are youth that are passionate in these areas and want to help in our free time. Another achievement that I think will be our goals in the future is to popularize our website. So we currently have a website, tidaklagitabu.id. In that we talk about various things about sexual health. We also have specific sections that dispels myths and facts
nice.
about sexual and reproductive health, because we think it's kind of difficult to differentiate between what is true and what is not true in this era. So that is one of our main goals for the future, is to make this website more accessible and more available for everybody.
Yay! we need to support all
have to.
is done and together with Taboo.id, because it's
Yes.
very important. If we're talking about sexual activity, it is a part of our life, right? It's a very natural thing. So let's normalize to talk about that in the family.
Yes.
In the family. So
Right.
we have to give a lot of information for the young generation. It's okay to talking about sex and health situation, especially for us, a human.
Yes, of course.
As a
See it every
human
day.
being, it's very important, right?
Real life and on TV and everything.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Alvin.
Alvin, thank you
for
for
coming. Such a fruitful discussion this morning.
Yes, very well.
Amazing.
Good luck with the Taboo.id
Thank you.
Yes.
Foundation going forward.
Yeah.
Best of luck for sure.
Exactly. Looking forward to another more achievement.